Yo, 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 what's happening, people? What's happening? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. I'm here with your match preview for Arsenal against Aston Villa, and we're live. We're live. Arsenal got Aston Villa tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, we were beaten by Aston Villa at the Emirates last year, but this season earlier on the season. So we'll see whether Arsenal can act revenge. Let's get into it. Yes. We're back. We're back. We're live. Get in the comments. Let me know predicted lineups. I want to know what team you think Arteta's going to play. Let me know what you think the score is going to be. What you think of the game today. And yeah, we'll get into it. But before we go into the game, obviously we want to just touch on last week. Earlier on last game week, we lost David Luiz to a red card against Wolves. Those of you that saw the match review, I was disappointed. I would say disappointed that we got the red card. I still feel like there's partly to blame on David Luiz's part. I don't think he's innocent in all this. It was poor of him, his judgment to run after the ball when we're literally about to go for half time. He sprint up the pitch and then having to sprint back. I think it's his initial mistake. However, I've had time to dwell on it. I've had time to think about it, and I just don't. I just can't see how it's a red card. Now, I'm still not 100% clear whether legally it is a red card. I think maybe it is. Maybe legally it is. But if that's the case, for me, the rules are broken. The rules are broken. You can't accidentally foul a man and get sent off just because you're denying a goal scoring opportunity. Like if this was 3, 4 years ago, before the double jeopardy rule came in, cool. Any foul to deny a clear goal scoring opportunity, accidental or not, in the area or not, um, is given is given as a yellow as given as a red card. I get that, but now we're in double jeopardy rule where we see like you get the advantage of scoring a penalty, which is exactly what Wolves did. They scored the penalty, they got the advantage. You do not need to send him off as well. You've got the penalty, you scored him off. He did not deliberately try to take him out, and the rule needs to be changed to deliberate deliberate fouls have to like they can't be allowed in this game. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how you can get a red card for it. Like I literally don't understand what's happening. I don't understand why Arsenal are like we're being punished because he accidentally clipped who was it? He accidentally clipped Willian Jose with the back of his knee on the back of his heel. So I can't believe that. I literally cannot believe that he got sent off. And even to make it even worse, Arsenal failed in the bid to appeal David Luiz his red card. So we basically put a appeal in to get the red card overturned, but they rejected it. They said that no official statement came out. All we heard is that the appeal has been overturned. The appeal has not been overturned, and he will serve a suspension for the game. That goes to show for me they thought that the legally he didn't make an attempt to go for the ball, so he should have been sent off. So now we're here, and now more players are gonna get injured now because you can't accidentally foul someone. You got to actually take someone out and pretend to go for the ball, and you might get away with it. But so it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous how this rule is in place. It's ridiculous how they've rejected the appeal. In the grand scheme of things, would it affect tomorrow's game? I don't think so. He's not our best player, although he was our best player 2 weeks ago against Man United. So I'm not raging about that, but it's disappointing to hear. It's disappointing to hear. It's disappointing to see that David Luiz has been sent. That David Luiz's appeal was rejected. So yeah, he will be unavailable for tomorrow's game against Aston Villa, which is a lunchtime kickoff, 12:30 kickoff tomorrow afternoon. Um, yeah, so that's just on that. Again, disappointed to see, disappointing to hear about that that's the case. But we move on. We move on. We've got Aston Villa, as I said today, away from home at Villa Park. Of course, the return of Emi Martinez again. He will play in goal, we assume, unless he's injured. But I've not heard that they have got any injuries. In fact, Ross Barkley's back, so I think they're back to full fitness. They got their new signing Morgan Sanson. Apparently they got Trezeguet back in training. Bertrand Traore is fit as well. So Aston Villa are at full strength tomorrow. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Obviously, Arsenal go into the game without David Luiz. Um, he's suspended. And also, we're going to be without Bernd Leno. Again, for those that saw the game, handball, red card for the handball against Wolves, which was fair enough. I can't argue with that one. And he is now suspended. Now, here's the big problem. Matt Ryan obviously wasn't on the bench last week, so Alex Runnison came in. So we we don't know whether Matt Ryan will start. There's not been confirmation that he's back in training. We're hearing that he may be able to be part of the squad, but there's no confirmation. I don't think Arsenal released that information. I've not seen anything yet from Arsenal about team news on those players. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see whether Runnison does start or whether he goes with Matt Ryan and just throws him in, even though he hasn't taken part in training. Well, I mean, hold on a second. So I've just gone on live. I'm hearing this live now. I'm gone onto the Arsenal website to see what the official statement was on Matt Ryan. There's a picture of him in training. So yeah, I also said Matt Ryan's got a had a right hip problem. He's been in full training on Thursday and Friday and is available for selection. So Arsenal website saying Matt Ryan is available for selection. That will be good news if he's there. Obviously, Leno, Luiz suspended. Mari has got a right calf injury, but he has now returned to full training and is available for selection. Kieran Tierney continues to be assessed for discomfort in the right lower leg and is unavailable for Saturday's match. So, Pablo Mari and Matt Ryan are available for Arsenal. I didn't know that earlier on today it wasn't there. So, yeah, that's good to hear that Matt Ryan's available for selection, man. He goes straight in for his debut, man. I mean, I didn't think we'd even see him. I thought when we first signed him, I thought it's interesting that we've signed him. We then went out the FA Cup, so technically we may not even see him this season because I'm going to assume that Leno will probably play the Europa League game, especially when he gets to the nitty gritty. So I was wondering whether Matt Ryan would even get a game for us before the end of the season because it's only a loan deal. No guarantees we'll sign him at the end of the season. But obviously the suspension to Leno, and remember this is the reason why we signed Matt Ryan just in case this happened. Luckily, Leno hasn't got injured or suspended for any other part of the season. But at the moment that he does get suspended, Matt Ryan is back in full training and he's going to start. Well, he's going to be in the squad. So I assume he's going to start. Listen, Mikel Arteta made it super clear that Alex Runnison has been told he's the number 3 goalkeeper. Runnison has not been included in the Europa League squad. Martinelli has been added after he was injured, so wasn't part of the last squad. Matt Ryan has been added, and Odegaard, obviously Martin Odegaard has been added to the Europa League squad. So Runnison is not even in the squad, so he cannot play any part of the Europa League. That is if that's not a clear message to say you're the number 3, I don't know what is. But apparently he was told this. He was signed as a number 3 goalkeeper. He was signed as a number. He was told, maybe that's why you come from the French league, the second tier French league, into the Premier League. You're never going to be number 1. But he was signed as a number 3. Obviously, we couldn't get the number 2, which I'm assuming was going to be David Raya from Brentford. That didn't happen. So we've signed Matt Ryan now. And Matt Ryan is going to be the official Arsenal number 2 goalkeeper. And so we'll go straight in. It'll be interesting to see, the X against the new, Martinez against Matt Ryan. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from that, whether or not they both play this weekend. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to see where we're at with those 2 players. And as I said, Pablo Mari's back as well. So Pablo Mari got injured, and I mentioned this a bit earlier on. He was brilliant when he first came into the squad. He was brilliant again when he came back in this season after his long injury layoff, straight in against Chelsea, and he started this great run of form that we've been on. Before we lost to Wolves, obviously we were unbeaten for 7 games, and Mari was a massive part of that squad, and now he's back in full training. Does Arteta start Mari? That's the big question. Does he start Mari, or does he go with Gabriel? I'd be surprised if he goes with Mari, but Gabriel hasn't been his best. He hasn't. He was poor, in my opinion, against Southampton in the FA Cup when he did start. He did have a good game against Wolves in the second half, but we weren't really hard pressed. I don't think Wolves are really, really going for it. Um, yeah, so big up Wilson. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very safe and doing very well. Thank you for that. Um, you thought Arsenal were rigid in the previous game against Wolves. That's interesting, to be fair, because I thought the opposite. The first 45 minutes against Wolves, we were absolutely brilliant. We destroyed them. Like Saka nearly scored in the first 40 seconds of the game, hit the post. Could have had a hat trick by the 15 minutes after Patricio made a good save, and then obviously he got the goal ruled out for offside. We dominated them. Pepe had chances. Obviously, he got his goal. Lacazette had a chance as well. I thought we were all over Wolves in the first half before the red card. Obviously, in the second half, we can't really blame them. We're down to 10 and then 9 men. So we can't blame them for going all out to get the 3 points. But I thought first half we were brilliant. So I think we've got to come into this game with the momentum from the last game, from the first half against Wolves, because that was great, and we want a reaction from the squad. We know everyone's not happy. We've seen posts of David Luiz, we've seen posts from Bellerin, we've seen posts from Gabriel. None of the Arsenal players are happy that it was a red card, and so I hope that the anger comes out in a brilliant performance tomorrow. But we'll see, we'll see. Wilson said the refs in the Premier League are an absolute disgrace. No wonder they really featured in the last World Cup. Exactly. There's um there's definitely been a drop in referee performances over the last few years. Since Clattenburg left, there's been a sort of decline. Michael Oliver was probably like our best ref, and even he's made some big, big mistakes this season as well. So, and which he's even admitted to. So yeah, the decline in referees has gone down, but also, there's a part to blame on the refs, but there's a massive part to blame in the laws of the game right now. The laws of the game is a mess. How some of these laws are in place baffles me. And I'm hoping in the near future it does get changed. But I'm about to go now into my lineup and the squad that I think will play this weekend. Tomorrow against um, bringing it up here so you can see, against Aston Villa. So hope you can see that. This is my formation. So I'm going to start with going with a 4-2-3-1. Again, works well. It's been working well for the past month. Don't change it. I'll tell you, please don't change it. Wanting to stick with the 4 at the back, please. So in goal, I was going to go for Robertson actually before this video started, and I didn't want to, but I was going to. Instead, I'm going to go for Matthew Ryan, and on this sheet it says Brighton and Hove Albion, 28-year-old goalkeeper. He's not. He's a gooner. And he's been a gooner since he was a kid, and he goes straight into the lineup. Listen, big game for him, Matt Ryan. Listen, we know that he knows the Premier League. He's been Villa Park before. He's kept clean sheets in the Premier League this season. So he goes straight in there for me, and I'm not even worried. Like I don't feel worried about him starting per se. Rather than anyone else playing. So I'm happy to see Matt Ryan given the start there. At right back, I'm going to go with Hector Bellerin. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, Tierney will not be playing, so I think Bellerin will go in at right back. Left back, I'm going to go with Cedric. Same reasons is, listen, if Tierney was fit, there'll be a question mark on right back. But as it stands right now, got to be these two going in, especially with Maitland Niles going on loan to West Brom. Easy decision here again next to Bellerin. It's Rob Holding. Again, he's been brilliant this season and has to go straight into the lineup. And then it's the decision of, does he go with Gabriel or does he go with Mari? Now, obviously, big question marks on Mari, whether he should play there or not. I think he'll go to Gabriel. He got the 45 minutes against Wolves last week, and I think he'll go back in. And listen, a good performance from Gabriel could hold his place in for the next game. Obviously, we could go with David Luiz with the week after. Who we've got next week after Aston Villa? We've got Leeds at home. So he could go with David Luiz then, or he could go with Mari. But it all depends on the performance of Gabriel. If Gabriel is a stinker, I think he comes out again. If Gabriel plays well, I think he may just keep his place, and it could be up until the end of the season. Granit Xhaka, I thought it was brilliant against Wolves as well, and I think Partey makes him look so much better in the middle of the park. It looks like they've already got an understanding. It suits them both being sort of two, not too defensive, but defensive-minded players who can put challenges in, who can win the ball back, and who can also look to play balls forward as well. So they both complement each other's games, I think, very well. So it's interesting to see what happens with Xhaka in come the summer. But yeah, I'd go with Xhaka and Partey in the middle of the park. Right wing, no doubt about it. Bukayo has to come back in if he's fit. Again, good first half against Wolves. Struggled in the second half, but when you go down to 10 and 9 men, then you don't expect too much from him. So yeah, I'm going to go with Saka on the right wing. On the left wing, I'm going to go with Nicola Pepe. This could be a big decision for Arteta. Does he go with Pepe or does he go with Aubameyang? Now, he mentioned in his press conference earlier this week that he will always go with a form player. If someone's in the form, you can't drop him. So it'll be interesting to see if he follows it up with his choice of Nicola Pepe over Aubameyang this week. Of course, you could see Aubameyang up top, but the left wing is up for debate. Obviously, you've got Martinelli there as well. But it looks like Pepe's got into a good run of form, and I think he may start. Now, in the number 10 position, I think we may see a debut. I think we may, sorry, not a debut, a first start for Martin Odegaard. If I can find him, is he in here? Martin, there he is. Martin Odegaard. Um, This says Real Madrid, 21 years old, number 10. Flashy. I think he'll go in. I do. I think he'll go with Erdegaard. The only reason why I'd go with Erdegaard, why I think he'll go Erdegaard, is because I think Smith-Rowe has been a bit tired. I think he looked tired against Man United. He looked tired again against Wolves. I was surprised he played 90 minutes. I thought he may come off um, after the red card, but he didn't. He played the 90 minutes. Listen, he's a good player and he's playing well. Just may need a rest. Just may need a rest in this game, and I think he may go with Odegaard today, and I'd love to see it personally. Love to get Odegaard a start in the Premier League against Aston Villa. And up top again, he could easily go with Aubameyang, and if it was me, I'd probably go with Aubameyang, but I think he'll go Lacazette. Remember, he took Lacazette off at half time, so he was the guy that came off for Gabriel to come on. So he's only had 45 minutes in the past week. So I think Lacazette will start, and we'll probably see Aubameyang off the bench. Listen, Aubameyang could easily start as well. He could easily go left. But yeah, I think he'll keep the squad as similar as he possibly can. So yeah, that'll be the squad for me. So just to run through that again: Ryan in goal, Bellerin, right back, Holding at centre back with Gabriel at left centre back, Cedric on the left back, Partey, Xhaka double pivot in the middle, with Erdegaard playing in the number 10 ahead of them. Bukayo Saka on the right, Nicola Pepe on the left, and Lacazette up top. Big role for Bukayo Saka today because I don't know if you lot saw on Wednesday, West Ham versus Aston Villa. West Ham played two right backs. They played Fredericks and Sufal, and really to try and stop Jack Grealish, and they pretty much did. To be fair, they got a hold of him quite well, and Grealish struggled in that, especially in that first half. In fact, Grealish ended up moving over to the left hand side for the second half, or for the end of the second half, because he just couldn't get any freedom. So I think with Saka being out there on the right hand side, it could just help Bellerin, because we know that Saka's also got good defensive attributes as well as attacking. So it may be that he does a job and help out Bellerin when Jack Grealish is on the ball on that side. So yeah, that's a squad I go with, and obviously, as I said, Saka and Pepe on the wings and Lacazette up top. Wilson says Aubameyang is a quality player. However, he's been really poor form and has to earn his place back. Yeah, he does. He has to earn his place back. I mean, Lacazette wasn't Was okay against Wolves. He wasn't our best, but he was okay. But yeah, like Aubameyang definitely has to earn his place. For that Odegaard has to start because Smith-Rowe looked tired. Yeah, agreed. Smith-Rowe did look tired. He looked a bit leggy. So I think Odegaard will start. Yeah, I mentioned earlier on that Mari will be available tomorrow. Arsenal have confirmed on the website that he's in full training and available for selection. So I think Mari will be on the bench. And yeah, you're right. The midfield battle will be crucial. Whether Partey and Xhaka can keep hold of the ball, can control the likes of McGinn and Barkley and Grealish and Douglas Luiz, it will be a good battle. Obviously, Villa got the absolute better of us um, last time that we played at the Emirates, and it could happen again. Right. So score predictions. Let's get them in. Let's get them in. Score predictions. Wilson's going with Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 3. Jordan Brown is going with Aston Villa 4, Arsenal. Jordan Brown, love to see Arsenal lose, isn't it? Love it. Absolutely love it with these wild big predictions. Um, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game no matter what. Um, I spoke to Igal a bit earlier on, and I went for a draw. But the more and more I think about it, the more I could think we could lose this game. I honestly do think we could lose this game. I'm not trying to be the pessimistic Arsenal fan because, as I always say, I want Arsenal to lose. But I also want to be correct in my predictions as well. And I got a feeling that if Aston Villa turn up and bounce back from their loss, both teams obviously coming on the back of a loss, then it could Villa could edge it. I generally feel like if Grealish gets hold of this game, I feel like Villa will score. I do feel like they'll score, and it will be up to us to see whether we can react and whether we can get enough to win the game. I'm gonna go with 2-1 Villa. I'm gonna go with 2-1 Villa. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't feel like we're going to be good enough in this game to win it. I feel like we're not. Um, After that, I think that defeat to Wolves are going to knock us a little bit. But listen, we need to bounce back. And we've got some players that are in form. The likes of Nicola Pepe. I think Nicola Pepe could be the first Arsenal player to score in 4 straight away league games since Giroud back in 2015. So if he can continue his good away form, that will obviously help us. But the one thing we don't talk about pre-game, which I'm surprised at, we've got 9 players that have been sent off since Arteta's first game last year, 5 more than any other player. 9 players since Arteta's first game have been sent off. There's it's, there's a discipline or a stupidity issue because why do our players keep getting sent off? Those 9 players that have been sent off genuinely have cost us so many points. So we have to end the game with 11 men. We have to end the game with 11 men. Um, yeah, man. So that it's just to give us any chance of winning the game, that has to be the case. So let me get. Yeah, I'm serious. I think we could easily lose. And I don't think we, as Arsenal fans, should write off Aston Villa at all. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope Arsenal do obviously get the win. Um, you think Partey and Xhaka will do with Grealish? Well, it depends. I don't think. I don't think Grealish will be the issue for them because remember Grealish is a wide player who comes inside. So maybe if they can stop him coming inside, then maybe they can deal with him. But if he goes sort of towards Bellerin, then it's more about can Bellerin deal with it because Grealish absolutely dominated Bellerin last game week, last time we played them. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has it again. Yeah, but yeah, I'm serious. I think we could lose this easily. We could easily lose this game. Do not write off Aston Villa. I'll tell you that for a fact. But I hope I'm wrong. And then we'll see tomorrow after the game. I'll be back for a match review, and we'll see whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. But yeah, you're right. There is a discipline issue. We keep losing our players. We keep getting sent off. At one stage, you could say, is there an agenda? Is there an FA agenda? Blah 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 blah. But the reality is, this keeps happening, and some have been unlucky. The Nketiah one last year, it was unlucky, uh, but some of them were reckless. And let's not forget, Bernd Leno sending off was horrendous, was awful. Why are you going to handball the ball outside the box. Beats me. But anyway, there we go. There we have it. So I'm gonna go for Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. I'm going for a loss, but I'm hoping for a win. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, hit that like button for us. It helps us out going forward. So please drop a like. And if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button and help us get some more subscribers. We're at 3.1 subscribers, 3.1k subscribers. So please, guys, give us a subscribe, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're right, Wilson. I hope Arsenal do prove me wrong again, but we'll see. I've been right before. I did think we'll lose to Wolves, and we did lose to Wolves. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for a win, and I think a win puts us above Spurs in the table. So yeah. Anyway, join me tomorrow. I'll be on after the game, probably about half two ish, 3 o'clock. So yeah, join me tomorrow, and yeah, we'll talk. We'll see whether Arsenal can beat Aston Villa. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you all very, very soon.